It is day 16 of my October challenge, and today I want to dive into something else that's not exactly movie or TV or pop culture related, but related to where I currently am, and that's right here in Cape Town. I've been in Cape Town for a while now, so that means that I've explored a little bit of the city and places around the city. So here are 5 things that I've done in Cape Town that I will highly recommend you do or go check out or go experience. Some of it is free and some of it does cost, but luckily none of it is super expensive. At number 5, I have the Air Force Museum. This one is basically free. They do take donations, but not always, and they have various events where they take in donations. In these donations go towards acquiring new things for the museum, as well as maintenance and repairing some of the aircrafts. During these events, they take you on a tour to the hangar where you can see all the awesome aircrafts used by the South African military. Some aren't in use anymore, but their counterparts are still in use, meaning it might be a decommissioned plane, but they still use similar planes or helicopters in the Air Force. The museum is filled with awesome artifacts and stories that can really help you see the history of the South African military and air force, and to also see where the military is going. If you love learning about the military or history, then this is definitely the place you should be. There are so many things that you can see that you might not see anywhere else or in any other museum. So go support them if you're in Cape Town, and if you can, make a donation. And number 4, I have basically a few things, and that's driving in and around the city of Cape Town. Cape Town has so many beautiful beaches that you can visit, but if you're like me and you prefer the mountains, then I have some good news for you. You can go in different directions and see beautiful scenery inside Cape Town and just a few minutes outside of the city. One of the most obvious scenic routes is the Chapman's Peak, where you're basically driving between the sea and the mountains, and it just looks spectacular. It's so beautiful, and there are some spots where you can stop and take a bunch of awesome pictures. You can view some of the beaches, you can view the beautiful mountain ranges, you can look out across the ocean and just take in the beauty of this world. And you might even discover a few things you've never seen before. Or you can drive out to Franschhoek, which is about an hour, hour and a half drive from Cape Town, depending on where in Cape Town you are. And you can drive up the Franschhoek Pass, where there's a stop where you can actually get some fresh water from the mountain, and it is just delicious. It's beautiful and clear, and it just looks beautiful to look down at all the vineyards. You can even visit the town of Franschhoek, which is a beautiful settlement. And if you're looking to travel east down the south coast, you will also come across some beautiful sceneries and hiking trails. If you are into hiking, there's also one spot that we love to go to with this clear river flowing into the ocean just outside of Gordons Bay, and it's just beautiful. And well, these are all free. You just probably need some money for fuel and for snacks. At number 3, I have the Iziko South African Museum and Planetarium. These two are on the same premises, it's the same building. This is one of the best museums I've ever visited, and I love museums. And every time I go back to this museum, there's just something new to see, something new to experience. If you like natural history, if you want to learn more about African, South African, or world history, then this is the place to be. They have fossils and everything. If you really want to see that, if you want to know more about dinosaurs and everything, they have so many exhibits that I don't think I've actually visited all of them. And it's just a beautiful museum. It's insightful and just wonderful. Close to the museum, there are various other museums that you can also go visit, as well as the company's garden. And the planetarium, like I said, it shares a building with the museum. It just looks fantastic. It's my first time experiencing a planetarium, and it was one of the best experiences ever. It's a 360 cinema basically, and you get to learn more about the night sky as well as the Cape Town sky. They have various movies, you can say, that they show at the planetarium. Just depends on the day and the time of day you want to go. They even have special shows for kids, so if you want to take your kids, then definitely go. The museum's entrance fees are between 40 and 60 rand, while the planetarium will cost you between 70 and 100 rand. And if you buy a ticket for the planetarium, then you automatically have access to the museum as well. So my suggestion is go early in the morning, go to the planetarium, and then you explore the museum for the rest of the day. And after that, you can go out to the company gardens or into the city and just explore the city of Cape Town at a really, really cheap price. At number 4, I have tasting experiences, especially a brandy tasting experience. Cape Town and the surrounding areas are known for the vineyards and the wine produced here. Cape Town has some of the best award-winning wines in the world, but if you're like me and not much of a wine knower, you don't know much about wine, but you still enjoy it, and you want to actually try something else, then I suggest brandy tasting. About 40 kilometers outside of Cape Town, or about a half an hour drive north up the N1, you will come across a beautiful town called Paarl or the Parel, and it has the Caviar or KVW Emporium where you can taste different kind of wines as well as brandy. Caviar has some of the best brandy in the world, and I'm not just saying that because it's South African, but because it is actually really good. I recently went for a tasting, which will cost you about 150 rand, and you get to taste some of their most premium brandies, and they pair it nicely with different kinds of chocolates. This is an experience that's just out of this world. It is just something that I've never experienced before, and I will highly recommend that. Even if you aren't a brandy drinker, you don't have to go fast. You can sit there for a while and just enjoy the brandy as well as the chocolates, and to pair them together is awesome. And while you're in town, you can also go check out the Afrikaans Language Monument. Something awesome is one of my favorite places in the Western Cape. It dives into the history of the Afrikaans language. As someone who's Afrikaans speaking himself, it is just great to learn more about my language and where it came from and how it's growing in South Africa as well as the rest of Africa. And if you're worried about keeping the kids busy during the brandy tasting, they also offer goodie bags for the kids that you can purchase at the venue. And at number 5 is something that everyone has to experience when you come to Cape Town, and that is Table Mountain. This is a little more on the expensive side of things, but it's an experience that you will never forget. Just standing on top of the mountain and the views you get, it doesn't matter what direction you're looking in, you will be left in awe of how beautiful it is. Cape Town is just a magical place, a place where you just feel like you're being transported into this wonderland. You can either hike up the mountain or you can take the cableway. If you're like me, then you probably will choose to go up with the cable car. The videos and pictures I have just don't do the beautiful scenery justice. So it's better if you go up yourself and take it in with your own eyes. The ticket prices vary from around 370 rand to 430. It also depends on the time of day you're going. It depends on your age and where you're from. There are also other tickets, but you can go check them out on the website for the cableway. And it's a return ticket. The prices I mentioned are for return tickets. And yeah, that's basically it. That's my Cape Town video and what you should do in Cape Town. I still have a lot of other places to recommend, but maybe I'll do a separate video later in the year, maybe around December when it's the holiday time and you want to come visit the beautiful city of Cape Town. and maybe experience something that's not where it's too busy and just something relaxing. Let me know what your favorite places in Cape Town are. Maybe I'll go check them out. Hopefully, I can go check them out and experience them for myself.